Brought to you by Penguin.
Our Enemies Will Vanish by Yaroslav Trofimov. Read by David Hurr.
The best among us have died for us. Paul Eluard, 1942. Prologue. On the sunny afternoon of February 23, 2022, Kyiv was still a city at peace. As I walked up the steep hill into the Pechersk government quarter, municipal workers put up billboards advertising upcoming concerts. Cherry liquor bars, a favorite of young Kyivites, were already full, with folk rock music blasting. Parents took photos of their children enjoying pony rides around the park. In the domed parliament building, Ukrainian lawmakers gathered to debate emergency wartime legislation. A few blocks away, I was meeting with President Volodymyr Zelensky's predecessor and one of the main leaders of the Ukrainian opposition, Petro Poroshenko. A chocolate industry tycoon who had badly lost the 2019 election, Poroshenko was battling corruption charges that he decried as politically motivated. He had just been barred by the courts from traveling outside the Kyiv region. Our meeting had originally been scheduled for later in the week, but I had received a call. Come right away. Dressed in a tailored suit, Poroshenko offered me an espresso in his office and reminisced about how Ukrainian society had united after the 2014 revolution against the authoritarian rule of President Viktor Yanukovych. Back then, Russia had captured Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula and tried to bite off the nation's entire southeastern half, an Italy-sized belt of land running from Odessa to Kharkiv, by fomenting pro-Russian insurrections. Moscow's attempts had failed everywhere except Donbass, Yanukovych's home, where a direct Russian intervention carved out two proxy statelets, the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics. Russian President Vladimir Putin pretended for 8 years that Moscow wasn't directly involved in the conflict. But 2 days earlier, on February 21st, he had recognized these two republics, with borders that included large territories controlled by Kyiv, and had signed mutual defense agreements with them. After that, shelling had intensified all over the ceasefire line that ran through Donbass. The animosity between Poroshenko and Zelensky was visceral. A former comedian, Zelensky used to relentlessly ridicule Poroshenko in his satirical shows. Yet, the two politicians had met the previous night to discuss the looming threat from Moscow. Internal strife has repeatedly caused national catastrophes throughout Ukrainian history, as political rivals engaged in petty intrigues and sought foreign help, forfeiting the country's independence. A 30-year stretch of the late 17th century is known to Ukrainians as the Ruin, for the devastation wrought by the hetmans of two competing Ukrainian states who courted Russian, Polish, and Ottoman alliances in their power struggles. In 1918, a descendant of one of these hetmans, Pavlo Skoropadsky, carried out a German-sponsored conservative coup against a socialist-leaning Ukrainian republic. The peasant uprisings that broke out as a result provided an opening for the seemingly definitive Russian reconquest of the nation 3 years later. In 2010, squabbles between pro-Western Ukrainian politicians had allowed a pro-Russian candidate, Yanukovych, to take the country's presidency. This time around, Moscow would not be able to exploit Ukraine's internal fissures, Poroshenko assured me. There will be unity. Ukraine above all. Unity not around a person or a position, but unity around the nation. As long as the threat of an invasion persists, we must take a moratorium on anything that undermines unity, Poroshenko said. His party's lawmakers, he added, were about to vote for a government bill in parliament to significantly expand Zelensky's powers, something they had previously opposed. I switched off the recorder and shook Poroshenko's hand. He leaned toward me, lowering his voice. It's going to be tomorrow, after 4 a.m.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?